Welcome back to another episode of Ride On with David, and it's your host, of course, it's just me, David, wrenching away on the bike. And I just want to start doing a podcast every so often after, a few videos of, the build, rebuild, I guess, informational type deal, discussing, in depth what I've done lately with the bike. So basically, the bike, I completely tore it down to just every single piece possible. I took the engine out of the frame, disassembled everything that I could. Whatever I could salvage, I salvaged. Whatever, obviously, just thrown out. Unfortunately, some pieces, major components were missing, like the coils for the alternator for the bike. I didn't have that with me on that bike. I understand I got a free bike, but I had to get extra parts, so I kind of delayed the whole thing. Also, all the hoses for the radiator system was completely gone. I was lucky I got left with a radiator, but I still got to replace a lot of the old worn out hoses. So bear with me here. I'm really tired. I've been up all day, really early in the morning, working on this. So I'll stumble through this podcast as best as I can. So today I worked on the spring. I might put a picture somewhere around here or here in a second. And you'll see it came out very cherry red. I'm going to give it a couple more coats when it gets warmer again. And then I also painted the rear mudguard area. It's underneath the seat. It's, I guess, the forward-facing mudguard. That was just completely horrible looking, and I repainted it. It looked brand new again. So you guys probably see me polishing and grinding away all the old paint from the radiator mounts and all the other pieces that I've taken away. I took apart the rest of the shock, thank goodness. I was able to, grind away of all that old stuff. I'm going to paint the piston housing for the rear shock. That's going to come out nice. The forks, I'm also going to paint them white, the swing arm white, the triple tree white. Tomorrow I'm going to spend most of the day just masking and finalizing that rear wheel. The rear wheel is basically the only thing left now to get it, grounded down, sanded down so I could, paint it and come out really nice. Brand new tires. I managed to salvage the brake pads from the good calipers I purchased and the old. Luckily, there was a barely used brake pad on one of them, so I was I'm combining some pads together and ended up basically with a new set. So I'm good with brakes. Brake lines are all good. There's no issue, no real reason for me to replace them. They're actually in really good, decent condition. I can't say for the rest of the bike. It was all just in really, really bad condition. Getting more further into the engine itself, one of the valve lifters, I guess, popped off when whoever rode the bike crashed. You could tell they crashed on the right side of the bike. And I guess at 14,000 miles, I guess they may have neglected to do the, valve, gapping service time, not the timing, but adjust the valves after 10,000 miles. You always should do that. Any motorcycle after 10,000 miles, if you bought it brand new, or it reaches that point, you buy it used. Always remember to do your valves, because that was, I guess, a lesson learned for whoever owned that bike. Because a big piece of the valve lifter portion broke into two pieces. It looked daunting to whoever, especially no one that doesn't know any mechanics at all. They look at that and go, "Oh my God, that's going to cost me a lot of money. I'm just going to junk this bike." I rotated the crank. I didn't hear any noises. Didn't sound any loose pistons. There wasn't any sounds of any problems of grinding or crunching. I did drain all the oil out of the engine. It's completely dry right now, but I will put fresh oil, of course, later on once it's ready to start. I have not tested the starter yet. That's the only little concern is finding the itching in the back of my mind. I doubt it'll be a problem. I got a new battery I could use to test it with. So other than that, the bike is coming along. I got a Bridgestone Battle Axe front tire and I guess it's called a Shinko or something like that, rear tire. It looks pretty good. It's pretty decent. I see a lot of bikes, using those tires. So I went as, inexpensive as I could going into this build, so I could try to get it all put together and get it road-worthy. So anyway, leave your comments below if you have any questions about what I've done so far, or if any challenges you think I might run into. Say something. I don't have too many people commenting anymore. It used to be back in the day, but not anymore. But stay tuned for more podcasts. If you guys like it, thumbs up, and put in the comments that you want more of these. If you guys don't, say no, you're terrible. Anyway, again, thank you for tuning in to Ride On with David. My name is David, and we will, I guess, talk soon. Peace.